Alright, imagine this: you're walking through the park, and instead of the usual silence from the animals around you, you hear a squirrel chatting about where to find the best acorns, birds debating over nest designs, and a dog eagerly sharing tales of its adventures. It sounds like something straight out of a fantasy story, but what if humans could actually talk to animals? Let's explore what this incredible ability could mean for our world and how it might transform everything from science to our everyday lives. First off, let's think about the sheer amount of knowledge we could gain. Animals have experiences and perspectives completely different from ours. Imagine being able to ask a whale about its long migrations across the oceans, or learning about the hidden lives of ants in their intricate underground colonies. We could uncover mysteries of the natural world that have puzzled scientists for centuries. For example, why do some animals migrate thousands of miles each year? How do bees communicate so effectively with their waggle dances? These are questions we could answer in a heartbeat. But it's not just science that would benefit. Talking to animals would create a deeper sense of connection between humans and the natural world. Right now, many people see animals as separate from us, but what if they could tell us how they feel? Your dog might express its love for you in words, or a stray cat might explain the challenges it faces surviving in an urban jungle. Suddenly, our relationships with animals would become more personal and emotional. It's easy to imagine people being more compassionate toward animals once they truly understand their thoughts and feelings. Now, let's dive into some of the unexpected changes this ability might bring. Take farming and food production, for instance. Would we still eat meat if cows and chickens could tell us about their day or express their pain? For many, this ability might create a moral dilemma. Entire industries might shift, with people looking for alternatives to consuming animals. On the other hand, some might argue that if animals could consent or express their preferences, it might open up completely new ethical ways of living alongside them. Speaking of industries, let's talk about pets. Imagine being able to know exactly what your dog needs when it's sick, or hear your cat explain why it suddenly stopped eating. Veterinary care would be revolutionized. Pet owners would never again have to guess what's wrong with their furry friends. Plus, think of the booming market for animal whisperers, or translators to bridge any gaps in communication. Now, let's not forget the wild animals. Talking to them could help us solve some of the biggest environmental challenges. Elephants could guide us to the best ways to protect their herds from poachers. Birds could warn us about changes in their habitats that signal environmental problems. Even insects might give us insights into pollination and the health of ecosystems. Essentially, animals would become our partners in preserving the planet, offering insights we've never had access to before. But let's take a moment to consider the challenges of such a world. Animals don't live the same way we do, and their priorities are vastly different. Would we be able to understand their point of view, or would we try to impose our values on them? Imagine trying to negotiate with a group of raccoons about why they shouldn't raid garbage cans, or explaining to a lion why hunting prey is disruptive to human activities. Communication doesn't always mean agreement, and we might find ourselves in a lot of debates with our animal neighbors. There's also the issue of overcommunication. If every bird in the sky, every insect in the grass, and every fish in the sea could talk, our world might get a little noisy. How would we decide which voices to listen to? Could animals develop their own governments or hierarchies to communicate with us more effectively? It's a wild thought, but in a world where animals can talk, they'd likely want their say in how things are run. Finally, think about the impact on storytelling and entertainment. Animals might start sharing their stories, their myths, and their histories. Imagine listening to an ancient turtle recount what it's seen over the course of a century, or a flock of birds describing the breathtaking sights from their long migrations. These stories could inspire new art, music, and literature, blending human creativity with animal perspectives. In the end, being able to talk to animals would be one of the most profound changes in human history. It would blur the lines between species, redefine our understanding of intelligence, and reshape the way we live on Earth. The natural world wouldn't just be something we observe, it would become something we participate in, learn from, and collaborate with. So, what do you think? Would talking to animals bring us closer to them, or would it create new challenges we're not ready to face? One thing's for sure, if we could talk to animals, our world would never be the same.